we're gonna use this Free as a Bird set with the nested framelits that go with it for fun, and we're gonna make this card called a Magic Slider card. So the idea behind it is you see a black and white picture, but when you slide it up, it's a colored picture because it's magic. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? There's going to be some coloring and stuff. So I'm starting with a thick white cardstock. It's 4 1/4 by 11, folded at 5 1/2. And that's going to, this is not our card base, this is our card front, but we need it to be a piece like this. And we are going to take that paper. What? Did I just put that piece of paper back that we were going to use? Oh my goodness. I did. Okay. I got a piece of paper to cover the front. And it's just a tiny bit smaller. Just a 1/16 of an inch smaller around. So it's like 1/16 less than 4 1/4 and 1/16 less than 5 1/2. Just because it needs that little bit of a border, because at the top we're going to be making a slice up here. So you'll see that when we get to it. So I'm going to tape this, but I'm only going to tape it around the edges because I am going to cut this big piece out right here. Like this. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to tape this down. I think I'm just going to tape it on the corners and on the top and bottom. My Stampin' Seal. Top and the bottom, or vice versa, right? And then doesn't really matter what side it opens at. Okay, so that's down. And then I'm going to open my card up, and I'm going to take this framelit and I am going to cut this right out of the middle like this on my big shot. Okay, so I'll be right back. I'm going to go cut that. I ran it through a couple times because it was going through 2 layers. So this piece I'll use on something else. It's just really pretty. And then we have this big hole right here now. Okay. So with this big hole, I am going to stamp in the middle right here the birds. So let's get these guys out. I haven't even got them out yet because today we are going to use the Stamparatus to stamp those little guys. So let's see. Okay, I'm missing a step here, but I'm going to be sticking this piece in the middle here. And this is just 4 1/4 by 5, or 4 by 5 1/4. It's going to be the piece that I stamp on, actually. So I'm just, I think I'm going to, usually I would say stamp first, but I am going to say don't stamp first. Hi Julie, welcome. Today I'm going to say tape first and stamp after using your Stamparatus. So this is just going to go right in the middle of this one. And then we're going to close it up like this. And I'm going to stick this right into the corner. And use my magnet to hold it down. Okay? And I'm going to put my birds right here, so I know about where I'm going to stamp it. And I'm going to close my Stamparatus, and it's going to grab my birds for me. Okay, and now we're going to use that to stamp right here. So, I'm using, because I'm going to color the birds, I'm using Memento Black ink. It looks like this. To stamp these birds on here. There's my beautiful birds. Okay? Now I am going to wipe this off with my chamois, because we're going to stamp that again, and this time we're going to stamp it on a piece of window sheet, plastic window sheet, like this. And actually, I'm just going to stamp it like this right now. Actually, I'm going to put it down. So I'm going to take some tear and tape, and I'm going to stick that window sheet on the inside in here. Like this. I'm learning with you guys on what I'm doing here. So let me get out my tear and tape. Darn it, I gotta move the camera. Hold on, guys. Sorry if it's making noises. Because my camera's in the way of my tear and tape. Forgot to get it out. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Okay, so my tear and tape is very strong adhesive, which is what I want to use on this window sheet. And I'm going to put it all the way across, like this. Right on the edge, right here. And right on the edge, along the bottom. I have to go down to La Mesa today and do maintenance on my van because it's due, and I don't want to. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Okay, so this window sheet is going to just go right here. You just want to make sure it's covering up the whole part that I cut out. And then now it has a window in front of it like this. And I'm going to stick this back in the corner how I had it. And I am going to stamp on top of that window sheet in the exact same spot as this, hopefully, using StazOn. Now, StazOn is for stamping on porous surfaces or like this plastic surface or something like that. But it does stain your stamps if you don't clean it with StazOn cleaner. So, just know that. And it's a little bit more stickier when you're stamping on the window sheets. So I'm going to ink this all up and stamp it, and hopefully it's exactly where that other picture was, because the whole point of this is you want it lined up. Oh, Julie, yes, they're coming to pick it up on Friday, so... It did it. Okay, let's pick it up and make sure that it did it all the way. Oh, see that? Stamped on top. So pretty. Okay, perfect. Okay, so See how it's stamped on the window sheet? And then we have this on the inside. Okay, perfect. So I am going to set this aside and clean it in a minute. And then I'm also going to stamp on the inside a sentiment. This will smear. It's drying, okay? So be careful of it. So this is, I'm going to stamp a sentiment on the inside here that says, so a friend of mine, her father passed away. So I am making a sympathy card right now with this stamp set. But I am using another stamp set. What did I do with it? Oh, there it is. That says, the itty bitty greetings, that says, with love and sympathy. So, yeah, I'm pretty sad for her. I don't know if some of you, I don't know, Julie, you're the only one on here today, so I didn't know if you know that I work with, caretaking for elderly. So I used to, before all this happened, be a caretaker for him. But I haven't been able to do it because the kids have been out of school, so. Alright, so I just want to make sure, I'm going to stamp this on the inside, but I just want to make sure where I can stamp it that it'll show up. Alright, and I'm going to stamp this in the Memento ink. With love and sympathy. And I think I said right here will work. I like it. What do you guys think? What do you think, Julie? Okay, so that's that. Also, while I'm letting this dry, I am going to stamp on here. I'm going to stamp on here. And I am going to stamp a little flower and a little leaf to put on the outside of my card. So here's a little leaf. I know I'm making noises over here. Sorry. I didn't really prep this too good today. I just last second decided to make this pretty card. And I'm making this card because the man who passed away, he loved birds. He loved watching birds and stuff. So, and I stamped it in purple, and then I'm gonna color it. I don't know if I'm gonna like this yet. I might stamp it in black. Yeah, look it, because it just covers up the purple. So let's stamp it in black Memento ink and color it with the markers. So let me clean this purple off of this stamp and stamp it in the Memento ink. I'm going to hand cut these out. So I was just stamping them on a scrap paper. Okay, so I have to color these, but I'm going to let this dry for 1 second while I'm waiting. And something else I need to do, I need to color this. So I'm going to color these birds. I'm coloring these flowers purple to kind of match the paper I used. It has blues and purples in it. My little birds are going to be blue. So, Julie, the thing about the Ramona disposal taking the mattress, is we had to wrap it in, hold on, I gotta get it brown. We had to wrap it in plastic, a big gigantic piece of plastic, which I don't have that gigantic plastic, which we can go, I guess, and buy, but I was a little bit irritated just because the mattress place was supposed to take my mattress in the first place. So when they called, I said, hey, do you guys have a big gigantic plastic to wrap my mattress in? And they said yes. And I was like, oh, cool. But when they got here, they said, oh, I guess we don't. And I was like, boo. Which, you know, whatever. I'm looking for a pumpkin pie. Oh, there it is. Looking for a pumpkin pie marker to do their little beaks in orange. So tiny. Alright. And then I'm going to do these leaves in green. I'm just making a little line of the darker green, and then I'm going to come along and color it in the lighter green and give it a little bit of a shading. So the reason I'm only doing a few of these at a time is because you can't let it dry if you want to try to blend it. It has to be wet to blend, so I do want to blend it a little bit. Oops, colored outside the line. So I have a marker for that. We have this white marker that's kind of like a little bit of an eraser marker. It like lifts the color out of the paper. So if you color out of the lines, it'll kind of lift it a little. Alright, so I'm going to use this pool party for him. I'm going to use dark pool party kind of on his lines and his tail, his head. And then I'm going to use the light pool party. Let me see. I guess I should have used a different blue. Use this light pool party. My blue is a little bit different on the front. Look at how pretty. I missed one. What did I miss? Something? Missed a green? Oh, I see this one.
Henry's not letting me pick a video.
Okay.
Henry's not letting me.
I'm on live right here, so I don't think anybody wants to hear what you're crying about right now. Alright. I think I did a good job lining that up. What do you guys think? Okay, so now, what we're going to do, oh, I forgot to color these guys. So I'll color this wall for 1 sec. So the place I have to go is La Mesa. I was going to try to see my mom, but she's working today. So I'm not going to see her. But that's okay. I am going to have Stamp Camp in July, you guys, though. The second Saturday of July. I don't remember what date. Maybe the 11th? If you guys are around. So I'll make sure and put that up on an event. So you can RSVP if you'd like. Alright. It was Alex, actually. I don't really like those birds so light. I should have colored them darker. But what are you going to do? I guess you could go back over them, but I don't know. I don't know what color I would use. Alright, so I'm going to hand cut out these little flowers, this flower and this leaf, because I'm going to put this on the front of the card just to decorate a little. This doesn't have any cutters. The cutters that come with this bird set are the nested stitched labels, which is what we cut the front out of. Yeah, he's got a little tiny voice. Sometimes they're hard to tell apart, especially when he whines. Which is what he was doing. He's whining about something. They're not happy that they have to go down the hill and wait for the car to be done, which I'm not happy either, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? We have to get an oil change, and then, like, there's a bolt or something missing from a piece at the bottom of our car, and so the little thing is hanging, and we live on our driveway is steep, and so it keeps dragging on the driveway. So we have to go get it bolted back up, which I'm happy about. Like, I know I don't really want to go that much, but I don't want the bottom falling out. I recently read that someone took a trip and their bottom of their car fell out, and their husband got it back up on with duct tape and got him home so they could fix it at home. I'm like, oh, that could happen? I didn't know that really could happen, but apparently it can. I am definitely one of those people that if I haven't experienced it, there's no way it could happen. But, yeah. I mean, I'll believe people if they tell me stuff, but still kind of like, really? Alright. These are cute. These are just little details that make the card more fun. This little tiny stem, which will probably be covered with the flower anyway, but, you know, what are you going to do? Okay, so that's finished. Let's pick up our mess, clean up our mess a little, and go on with the rest of the card. Okay, so now I have this piece right here, okay? And this piece is going to go in here like this, because the card's going to be like this, and then you're going to pull this out, and as you pull it out, it gets colored. See how that's going to be? Isn't that adorable? How fun, right? So, that's called a magic slider card. I am going to plug in my phone, because making these videos kills my battery very fast. Okay, there we go. Okay, so these two are going to go on the front, like maybe on this side. Like that. Just for a little something, something. Little something, something. But first we're going to put that at the thing. So, regarding this inside of here to make the track. So we're going to make a track. So we need it to be like, we don't want the track to be seen. So we're going to put it very small over there. The only reason we're making a track is because we don't want this to like go sideways and stuff as we're pulling it out. We want it to stay pretty straight. So the way that we're going to make the track is we're going to take tiny little pieces of thick cardstock. Oh, whoops, sorry, I slammed that. And then we're going to cut them into, I think, only very tiny pieces. Let's see, a fourth? Would a fourth be fine? I think so. Oops. A fourth. And I'm going to cut them 1, 2 pieces. 3 pieces. I need 3 sides, so 4 pieces, but I'm going to layer them so that they're a little thicker than the paper. And also so it has a little bit of room to slide. Okay, so we'll set that aside. I'm going to tape these pieces together. I think I'm going to use glue for that. Let's see how much we need. Is this the right size? Yeah, that'll be the right size. So I'm going to glue these 2 pieces together. And it's just 2 thick pieces of paper stuck together to make them a little thicker, to make a little track. And there's glue sticking out, so I want it to dry a little bit so it doesn't stick to my piece of paper. And we're going to do 3 of those, but the one on the bottom we're going to make a little shorter, so let me glue these side ones first, and then I'll make that other one shorter. Okay. This one's a little sticky. And then this one, it's going to get glued together too. But let me see how big it needs to be across. Oh, I already know. It's 4 1/4. Or 4 inches, excuse me. Alright, and this is going to get glued shut, so nobody's going to see inside of here in the track or anything, but still want it to like not be so messy. Alright, so I'm going to glue this one down first. I was worried it was going to be seen. I don't even know if I'm doing this on camera. Okay, so I'm gluing this down along the inside right here first to make a little track. So here's going to be our piece. So see how the track is just going to stop it from going any further or whatnot. And then same with the sides. We're going to, let me see how big this is. And if these sides are going to be perfectly fine, if I line them up correctly. Alright. I just don't want it to be too small. Or I guess I could trim the paper if necessary, but. So I'm going to stick a little glue on here. And stick this track down. And the bottom down here like this. And then same with the top. Alright. Wiping some glue off that's sticking out. Okay. So let's see. Perfect. Okay. So another thing that I want to do is I want to, along the bottom of this, which I don't know if it's going to be seen. I guess not. Along the bottom, I need to put a little track so it doesn't come out, because you don't want it to come out of the card, but it has to fit inside that track. So this is going to be a little tricky. Let me set this card aside for a sec and trim another, let's say, I guess quarter inch doesn't really matter actually, because I need to stick this on the bottom of this track, but it has to get caught but not come out. But it also has to fit in between this track. So I might have to trim my paper a little bit, which I think I could get away with. It'll still be, it has a lot of room. So let's see, let's trim this very small bit. A very small bit on both sides. Actually, I don't need to trim it on both sides. Let's see. I'm going to trim it a tiny bit more. I don't even know what I started at. Okay. So, what I was doing there is, I just don't want it to have a lot of room to move around. But, oh well. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about my oh well? It is what it is, right? We're going to see. Okay. So I trim this exactly how much that is. This is going to go on the bottom right here to stop it from coming out of the card altogether. So that means I messed up. Actually, I did mess up, because it was supposed to come out on this side, and I was supposed to trim right here. So now it's going to come out on this side, so I'm going to have to put something here to block it, which I can do. Okay, this is the problem with not having a sample made already when I'm showing you guys online. But then you can see how you can work things out even if you make a mistake, right? Because we're going to figure this out. Alright, so we definitely need a stopper no matter what. So let's just finish gluing this stopper on here. And then we're going to pull it up and it needs to stop. So let me see. The problem is here. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. So we're going to stop it right here. So we need to put like something right here to stop it. Maybe could we put a pop dot on there? A dimensional. They're pretty skinny. Let's try. Let's just try a dimensional. because we're going to be gluing it down anyways. So let's try one of these itty bitties. Itty bitty dimensional. Look at how small these are. They do look thicker though, but that'll be okay. Look, I already cut some of these off. So let's see, will this fit right here? It fits. Perfect. Look. I'm just going to hold it in place so it doesn't come out anymore. Okay. Okay. So we're going to take the tape off of there. Okay. So if there's anything else you want to do with this, you've got to do it before you glue this all together, because you can't open it back up after you glue it, obviously. So we want this piece to stay in here like this. We do not want this piece to get glued down. So don't put a ton of glue. My glue's clumping up because I left it out for too long. Okay. Whoops. All right. Okay, so I'm gluing this shut. You do not want to glue your white piece in the middle down though, okay? Because you want it to slide. Pretty. Okay, so that worked out. And so see how I made a little catch so it won't come out all the way, because you don't want it to come out all the way. This is really cute, you guys. Look at how magic I am. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. So I'm going to put, I already cut like a little tab. I'm going to put a little tab right here on here. I don't want it to show though. So okay. I still want it to fit inside of a card. So I'm going to trim some of this off. About how much is sticking out? Uh-oh. It's getting caught. I think some glue is gluing. Maybe a 1/4 inch off. I'm going to cut a 1/4 inch off here. Of that piece. But I want them to know that they're supposed to pull it, so I need to put a tab here. So I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to fold it over. Actually, maybe I'll just do it like that so they could pull it. Never know what you're doing until you're doing it. I'm going to put it like this, right on the edge like that, so they can pull it out and see. Looks like a little arrow telling them, pull here. A little tiny bit of glue. Smallest amount of glue on there. And I want to do this right here on the edge. probably look better on the middle, but the problem with the middle is that it's going to be shown right here. I don't want it to be shown. So, there you go. Cute. All right. So this is just the card front. Okay, so I had cut another piece. Oops, that ain't it. That ain't it. Okay. I think this might be it. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I put it away. Sorry about that. Okay. So you want another card to be the card back so that you could write on the inside. It's a little bit of a thicker card, but it's cute. Okay? So now I am actually going to use tear and tape to stick this on, just because I don't want it. Actually, I'm not going to use tear and tape. I'm going to use this fancy Stampin' Seal Plus, because it's supposed to be just as strong. So I'm going to stick it on. I'm going to do a little corner, so I don't want it up on. The inner cards, when you make them, you definitely want to make sure you have enough adhesive, strong enough adhesive, but you're going to be pulling on them a lot. And then usually they'll show their friends, and then their friends will try. If the kids will tear it apart, try. So you just want to make sure with interactive cards that you make a picture on. So inside will have your words of love, and your outside with love and sympathy. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put these little pieces on. Okay. So what do you think about the effect of that card? It's pretty cute, right? It is cute. Okay, I'm going to use a glue dot for this piece to stick it. Stick this flower on right here. And then there's glue dots for both of those too. So this one. There we go. You know what color this is? More like gosh, that's really cute, guys. Oh, Seaside Spray. Seaside Spray probably would have been prettier color instead of these light bluebirds. I'd colored them Pool Party, but it's okay. Alright, so what do you guys think about that card? I think I'm going to add some rhinestones because I can, because I have them. Stick a couple little ones up here. I'm going to have a long day with my children, you guys. They're fighting a lot already, and it's going to be a long day. Alright, so that's really pretty. I'm really happy with how that turned out. I'm really sad about why I had to make it, but I'm happy about how it turned out. One more time. Fun. And it says nothing yet. I'll fill it out. Alright, thanks guys for joining today. I'm going to put up another hostess code for purchases, but I am going to have another class soon, online class, and also I'll put up the info about the stamp camp in July. I'm looking forward to it. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Bye, Julie.